Time has come to do an A-service inspection on this 2004 ML500 W163. It's not nearly as involving as a B-service inspection, but you got to look at some basic things to keep the car in good operating conditions. Let's get into it, and I'm going to show you what that's all about. As I always advocate, this comes with this file that came with your car. And in here, you're going to find A and B service requirements, what it takes. This manual is called the Service Booklet Light Trucks. So here it is. A service. First thing we're going to do, interiors. This goes with the G-Wagon, M and the G class. So warning and indicating lamps, illumination, and interior lighting. So let's go see what that's all about. All right, so first order of business, the warning and indicating lamps. You're going to turn, make sure all your lights come on. Your hazards come on, blinkers, and turn your lights on. Where's your, here it is, high beams, low beams. All your lights are on. And then make sure these lights come on. Okay, so now that we know that all the dashboard lights work, we can actually close the door. And we're going to make sure that these lights work. See? Now we're going to look at some other lights, such as glove box. I always like to make sure this one works. This one doesn't work for me anymore for whatever reason. There used to be a light right here in the ashtray. I'm going to have to look into that. And all right, further lights. Let's take a look. We're going to make sure that under the doors, you have illuminating lights for when you get out. Same goes for the rear, and these lights right here. You see it? They're right above the baggage, not the passenger's doors in the rear. The other lights you're going to want to check on the inside are from the trunk or your cargo light. Here it is right here. This one also works. And that is about it when it comes to interior lights. I believe that is it. All you're really looking at is your basic illumination. Make sure everything that lights up in a car works properly, including all your indicating lights on your instrument panel. The next on your list for the interiors is windshield wipers, windshield rear window washer system, rear window wipers, headlamp cleaning system. This car does not have a headlamp cleaning system, but let's test out the wipers front and rear, and let's start the washer system. All right, ignition in. You know, I've been dealing with this car as this light right here keeps coming on, and it's an electrical issue because I just changed the sensor and it's still not working. All right, so wipers are working, and so is the washer fluid. Now let's check the rear. The way to activate the rear is through these buttons right here. So rear mirror, let's take a look. Wiper is working. Let's try the washer. And do we see some fluid? I do see some fluid back there. Oh, it's definitely working. All right, we are done with the washer fluid and the wiper system. Oh yeah, the washer fluid in the back definitely came out. Next on the list for the M class, the only thing that we're not doing that the G-Wagon is doing is the check battery condition using the Midtronics MCR 717 tester. We do not require that, but we do have to reset the flexible service system counter in the instrument cluster. So let me show you how to do that. Okay, to reset this flexible service indicator for your oil, what you're going to do is turn the ignition on to the second like this, and then within 4 seconds you're going to hit this twice. You're going to shut it off, you're going to press it and hold it, and then you're going to turn the ignition on again to the second light. So let's try that. You ready? The key is pulled out. Okay, key is back in. Within 4 seconds, double click. Here it is. Shut it off. Press and hold. And now it should beep, and this thing should reset. And here it is. And your FSS is now reset. Let's continue. going down a list of what it's required for an A service inspection. Next on the list after interiors, we move to wheels and brakes. We're going to check the front brake pads for lining thickness. We're going to do the rear as well. We're going to check the tires for damage and condition, and we're going to correct tire inflation pressure, including the spare tires. Let's get on that. As you can tell, I've already removed all the tires on this car, but not only did I put it on jacks, obviously I have to put it on jacks to remove the wheels and the tires, but what I do also during every 5,000 miles is I rotate the tires. Now you can see there is plenty of meat on these tires. This is your brake wear indicator, and you can see there's lots of meat in it. So on the brake on the brake side of things, that we are actually looking very, very good for the front. And while we're at it, we are going to check the brake as well. And like I said, the brakes got done on this car not too long ago. Not only do you don't just check the brakes, but check the rotor condition too. See if there's any grooves, or is this rotor not wearing out properly. And you're going to do the same thing in the front. Check your rotor for condition. See if there's any grooves and everything is smooth. And while you're at it, look under here. See if there's anything unusual, things that look like they shouldn't be, but they are. I don't know. Leaks, broken boots on your CV axles. Look for all these things. Make sure that everything is in good operating condition and nothing is out of the ordinary. This is your opportunity to check for leaks or something is broken or things of that nature. Don't let things just slip by, and this is your opportunity to make sure that everything is hunky-dory. You do it on the, I know you're going to do it on the left, but you're going to do it on the right. To make sure everything looks good, and so far I'm pretty pleased with it. Now mind you, I just did a bunch of work on this car not too long ago. Suspension wise, upper and lower ball joints, shocks, I did all kinds of stuff on this car, so it should be in good condition, and I don't see anything wrong. The CV axles look good, the CV boots look good, the struts, wiring, and I don't see brake lines, and obviously the brakes look good as well. Next, we're going to check the tire condition and the tire pressure. As far as tire pressure goes, there are two places where you can check what the tire pressure is supposed to be. Right in your fuel filler cap, you're going to see that under normal operating condition, front and back, it's supposed to be at 32 psi front and back, whereas a max load operating condition, if your car is loaded with people and stuff, 32 in the front, 39 in the back. If for whatever reason you don't have the sticker here, the other sticker that tells you what the pressures are is right here. You see it? Cold PSI, not warm PSI. 32 in the front and 39 in the rear. It also tells you what the tire size is with the original 17-inch wheels. Now, mind you, what I do, because I just bought these tires, actually a pretty good tire. I like them. These are our Quadra Pro by V. Redestein, and I believe they're a Giugiaro design. And I got to tell you, they're obviously 275. Let me shut the light off. Maybe you see better. 275 55 over 17 Quadra Pro by V. Redestein, and it's a Giugiaro design. And this is what they look like. This is your opportunity to look at your tread wear. Make sure everything looks good. And what I usually do, I rotate these tires. Now, the old tires could only rotate front to back because they were unidirectional in rotation, whereas these, you can rotate them side to side or crisscross or front to back. Being that I rotate them every 5,000 miles, this time I'm going to rotate them crisscross. So this wheel that it's actually going to get installed in the front left came from the rear right. And I got to tell you guys, I really, really like these skins. I really like these tires. I got them from Les Schwab, and they were really good customer service. I was super happy with them. So yeah, so not only are you going to check the brakes, you're going to check the tires and make sure that there's no nails in it, the wear patterns are good, and the tire pressure. I personally set these at about 35 psi year round. Now, a little caveat with that. During the summertime and the hot weather conditions, if nothing changes, meaning you have no leaks whatsoever, you have these special tires and no air leaks out of them. During the summertime, these pressures will be higher than the wintertime because tire pressures are a function of a temperature. The hotter the air, the higher the pressure. So this is something you have to continually check at least every month, if nothing else, to make sure that your tire pressures are consistent. I like to keep them at 35 year-round, but obviously during the summertime, I have to deflate the tires a little bit, whereas in the wintertime, I have to inflate the tires a little bit. And while you're at it, you're also going to check the tire pressure in the spare, and it's right here. And then if you do your work right, your Schrader cap is going to be right in this hole right here. And this tire pressure is 60 psi. I made a video about this inspection of this tire. Make sure that it's in good operating condition and that the tread is good, because these tires do tend to go bad and they start cracking and they lose pressure. And before you know it, when you need them, it's not working for you. Okay, that being said, tire pressures, rotate your tires and check your spare as well. Okay, next on the list. And finally, for this A-check inspection, we go right here. It says engine oil and filter change. As a matter of fact, we are doing it already. See, the oil is still draining under the car, and this is the oil filter, and it's right here. Now, what kind of oil and how much oil does this car take? In your folder, this one that comes with your car. Oh, let me shut that compressor off 1 second. As I was saying, among all your operating manuals, they should have come with your car in a folder that looks like this. You're going to find one that looks like this, and it's called Factory Approved Service Products for this particular car. On page 3, it tells you what kind of oils you can use. I use Mobile 1 because the specs for this car is 229.5, or a Mercedes-Benz sheet, as you can read on top. So, because I live in pretty harsh weather condition, I go for a 5W30. Right there, full synthetic Mobile 1 oil. This car has almost 300,000 miles, so that's why I do that. Now, this is the oil filter for it. It's M1C-253A, and it does come with all the oil rings. These are all the oil rings that you will be replacing with this oil filter. It's a cartridge. It's not that hard. Now, how much oil does this car take? If you go, if you go in this book right here, which is your M Class Operator's Manual, and you go to page 292, you'll see that for the engine with oil filter, for the ML350 and 500, 8.5 US quarts, or 8 liters. Now, mind you, if you go to page 214, you'll see that this dipstick tells you what the oil level is, and between the min and the max, as it says right here on page 215, this min max is actually 2 quarts. Do not over service the engine oil. So what I usually do, I put in 7 quarts, and as soon as it starts appearing between the min and max, I start adding oil until it reaches the max level. Now, if you're cold and you don't want to get out of the car, on page 213, it tells you how to check the engine oil from the inside of the car. So that's the dipstick, and it tells you how to check the oil. It's 2 quarts from min to max, unlike most cars. I showed you where the quantity of the oil is. Also, when the time comes to put the tires back, you're going to want to go to page 269. This is your bolt patterns, and the torque for the wheels is 110 foot-pounds. So when you put your wheels back, 110 foot-pounds. Guys, you would do well, my friend, you would do well to read these manuals, because it gives you all the information you need to properly maintain your car. Anyway, back to the service booklet, light truck, and what it tells us to do here. All right, so change the oil and filter, which we are doing. Engine cooling system, antifreeze, and corrosion protection. I've been messing with this cooling system for so long. This coolant is in phenomenal condition, and it is at the proper level. It also says here, brake system. Here it is right there. We just changed the brake fluid not too long ago, and you'll see that the level is in good, within the operating range right there, between min and max. See, the min is way down there. You see where the max is? We're definitely in the range right there. Next, brake fluid windshield washer system. I've been struggling with this. I just found out today, and I thought I was going to make you a nice video and everything was going to be fine because I just replaced the sensor right there. You see it? The indicating sensor, but the light still came on, which tells me that there is an electrical issue. This system is grounding somewhere, and it's giving me a false level indication. So windshield washer system. Then we go to the battery check and correct fluid level. Check battery condition using the Medtronic's MCR 717 tester. I don't have that, and this is a sealed unit battery, so it does get replaced. It does get replaced and checked regularly. I mean, the battery is in good operating condition as far as I can tell. It doesn't have any leaks or anything. Check the catch, safety catch, and hinges on the hood, engine hood, for proper operation. This is what you're going to be looking at. Make sure that these hinges are good. Make sure everything is hunky-dory over here. And this catch right here is what it's talking about. Make sure that this latch is in good condition. Now, mind you, every B check, you actually end up lubing these and you check these again. I know everything is working fine, and the way you release the hood is through this latch right here. See it? Right under the Mercedes logo on the hood. Now, I know that the A service inspection tells you to do certain things, but you would do well to go a little bit above and beyond and make sure that everything is working fine in this car. For example, bring the car up to operating conditions and or temperature as well, and check the transmission oil. On the W163, right here, you can actually check the transmission fluid. You get a dipstick that looks like this, and I believe I got this on Amazon, and just punch in W163 transmission fluid level check dipstick, and you could buy a stick. Now, mind you, these sticks come longer than the actual duct for the transmission fluid. So get it in there, check the fluid. I mean, you have a duct for it. Why not check the transmission fluid while you're at it too? Make sure the engine is nice and toasty, the transmission is nice and toasty, because being that it's an hydraulic fluid, the fluid expands and contracts based on temperature. Check your high beams and your low beams. I usually do this right before I go to work. Instead of using the automatic controller for the garage door, I just come to the pad right here. And what I do, I'll drive the car out. I park it in the driveway. I do a walk around, check the high beams, the low beams, the blinkers. I check my fog lights. I check the brake lights, because you could actually, back up against the garage door and step on your brakes and hit your blinkers, and through the rearview mirror, you'll be able to see if your lights are working or not. And you could always call your son, your daughter, your husband, your wife, or your neighbor and have them, help you out with checking the reverse lights, the brake lights, and all that stuff. And my friend, I cannot think of anything else right now. Again, I'm going to do 7 quarts, and then I'm going to start it up, run it for a little bit, and then check for level and make sure that it's within the min-max, and your dipstick is right here. This is your engine oil dipstick. What else, my friend? That's pretty much it. Check your horns. Make sure they work. Your horns are right here. Make sure that if you need to blow the horn, which is not something I really do, because you don't want to startle people when you're driving. And I cannot think of anything else that you should be checking to go a little above and beyond and make sure that your car is in good operating condition. Look, this car has 300,000 miles. It still has an original engine, original transmission, original driveline. You know why everything is still original? First of all, because it's well maintained. But second, it's because it's a good quality car. You can actually pick up a W163 of later years, 2004, 2005, for a really good price. And I got to tell you guys, it's a phenomenal car. And I'm actually going to make a video once about this car once it hits 300,000 miles. A technician's review of this car. I have to have in it for a very long time. All right, my friend, hopefully this video was of help to you. Smash that like button, share with your friends. Remember to subscribe to this channel, and I will see you at the next video. A service inspection.